Okay. Sweet. Okay. Well, thanks so much, gals, for coming in today. I woke up the other day just with this feeling like we needed to just kind of spring clean and make sure that everybody's feeling confident with what they're doing with coaching. So whether you decide to just coach a few people or whether you decide to coach a lot of people, we all want to be trained to the point where we feel really good and confident with connecting with people, bringing them into our program, supporting them correctly so that they can have long-term results. And if they feel inspired to help other people, to help them become coaches and know how to start a coach correctly. If you understand those two processes, bringing in and supporting clients, bringing in and supporting coaches, the sky is the absolute limit with regard to this program, with what you choose to do with it, because those are the two processes that we do, and we just do them over and over and over and over and over and over again. But it never gets boring because every single person is different and unique and wonderful. And as you pour yourself into service, you're blessed. They're blessed. You're blessed. It's just a blessing all the way around. So I had these ideas coming into my brain about, okay, I wonder if everyone's understanding this, or I wonder if everyone gets how to do that. And I just felt like we needed to go through our systems and make sure all the holes were filled. So are you guys okay with that? We go through stuff? So perfect. And no judgment, because truly, if there are holes, guess whose fault it is? It's mine. Because I'm the one who trained Michelle. Michelle's the one who trained Mattia, and then other people are trained each other. And sometimes the Kool-Aid gets diluted down the way a little bit. So I'm the one taking responsibility here and hoping that I can fill in those gaps where they may have been missed. So, all right. So I'm going to share my screen with you, and just we're going to go through these things just briefly. We don't have to go through a ton of detail right now, but what we want to know is if you feel 100% competent, and are you doing these things as I read them off? And if not, just don't hesitate to say, hey, I don't get that. And we'll make a note of it, and then we'll circle back around and make sure you get it. You get it working for you. Because when you're understanding things, it takes the pressure off. Once you get it, you're like, oh, not a problem. I get that. Whereas before, it's this looming thing like, I don't dare step into that because I don't know, I don't understand it. So we want to eliminate that feeling. So first thing is, okay. I just had a message from Jamie. Okay. So first thing is, do you feel comfortable with your binder? Do you have a binder set up? And if you're not a senior coach yet, you may not, because typically we don't set one up before you're senior coach, a for real one. You may have some trackers printed and have them in a folder or binder. And that's really all we do until you're a senior coach. But if you are past a senior coach, we like to have a binder set up that has lots of client trackers in the front, and then it's got also these dividers that start you out like, this is your people that you've connected with that you're following up with section. These are new client sections. This is like the people in ongoing, clients who are in weight loss phase. And then it goes on into, if people come on as a coach, you have a section for that. As they become a senior coach and are moving into more training, you have a section for that. And then you've got a section at the end for inactive clients. So do you guys all have a binder set up depending on what part where you're at, either before senior coach and after senior coach?
Just give me a thumbs up. Okay. That's okay, Diane.
Yeah, because you're not yet a senior coach, Diane. So that's okay. But just getting trackers printed, if you print them, they will come. People seem to come when you're prepared. You got those trackers ready to fill out when you're talking to someone. So yeah, Mattia can help you get that going. So the next thing is also for senior coaches and above, how many of you really understand how to use a map, how to fill out a map correctly and use it for a breathing, living document that can help you know where you're going with your business? And I can't see Ashley on the screen. So Ashley, you're going to have to say.
I can see her.
Oh, good. Okay, perfect.
Ashley, have we talked about maps? No? You're muted. Let me unmute. Yeah, hang on. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. If I muted myself, I didn't know.
No, I muted you. No worries.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we've talked about it before, but we've never filled one out. So
Okay.
I need to fill one out.
Okay, so I'll just make a note of that. That's just something that that we can go over, and just so that you make sure you feel comfortable about, and not only how to do it, but the value that it has, and how we can just use it throughout the month.
Yeah, totally.
Perfect. Awesome. And then the next one is using the trackers correctly. We have two different types of trackers. One's a well-being tracker and one's a health client tracker. Basically, it's just a way to keep track of your clients so that you just don't try to keep their information and their success and stuff just in your head. We just have a tracker. Every client gets one filled out. And if you have a tracker, printed a whole bunch of those blank ones, and then people come and you're writing notes on them, whether or not they choose to come on board with us right then is okay. Because if they don't, we just simply put those into a little binder like this and call it future clients. You can do it any way you want, but this is where I keep mine, that I've talked to people, but they aren't ready yet. But when they are ready and they call me and I go back here and say, oh yeah, all right. When we talked before, you had 60 pounds to lose. You really wanted to get back into hiking and walking and, getting on the ground with your grandchildren and playing. Is that still where you're at? And if they say, yeah, that's cool that you remember me, that means a lot, because that means you're valuing them and that you really took the time to pay attention. So the trackers, if you do have someone that says, yes, I'm ready to go, you take it right along through the binder and just move them from place to place through the binder. And so it's a really good system to help you keep all that information out of your head and somewhere where you can just manage it. So do you guys feel comfortable printing out and having trackers and using them? Thumbs up? Yeah? Okay. Something I realized too, on the trackers, like there's some great checklist things, like, did you add them to your Facebook account? Did you put them in your, do you send a newsletter, a Habit of Health email to them each week? Did you create the well-being evaluation or have them fill out a well-being evaluation? So on the front of the trackers, there's a place for you to check those. And that way you can remember, did you do all that stuff? It's just really easy. It was so funny. We were at Go Global and one of our coaches was like, I had this checklist for all of this stuff that I'm reminding myself to do. And we were all like, oh my gosh, that's so helpful and everything. And when I came back, I looked on the tracker and I'm like, I didn't realize that was there. I didn't realize that was there. And it's really, a lot of it is right there on the tracker. And we just push right on past it. We don't even see it. So we're trying to recreate the wheel there. But so read through those trackers. They're really quite thorough and helpful. So if we're using them correctly. And then the well-being evaluation. Are you guys having your potentials or your new clients fill one out? Each time you start a new client, do you have them fill out a well-being evaluation? Do you know what those are?
They get sent in with the new email that we sent them, the welcome in. And so that's where I've been encouraging them in that welcome email. Go in and click on that so that I have that information, and it'll be so fun to watch those scores go up. I don't know if the rest of you are doing that at all, but.
So are you getting them back? Are you just getting their scores like so much out of 60, so much out of 60, so much out of 60? Is that what's coming back?
Yeah.
You don't see the whole thing?
I haven't seen the whole thing, but maybe there's a way to click on it and I'm not realizing.
Well, what I did, I just kind of added that to my welcome email when I send it out.
Uh-huh.
I'll put the welcome email in, and at the top I'll say, hey, so-and-so, I'm so excited to be walking alongside you in your journey. Take a few minutes and fill this out prior to your food arriving, and then let me know when your food comes and we'll get on the phone and talk all about all this stuff. And what I do is I just go into my website and I click on tools and support, and I click on well-being evaluation, and then you can copy this link right here. And then when you go into your email, you can paste that baby right in just before you copy paste the welcome email itself. And you can just let them know this little link will give you a well-being evaluation that's really helpful for me to be able to know how to serve you best. And then when they fill it out and hit submit, the whole thing comes back so you can see what they picked in every area.
That's better.
It's very, very helpful. I sponsored a guy who was a lawyer. I didn't sponsor him. One of my new coaches did, but he sent the well-being evaluation to me because she still hadn't set up her welcome email yet. And so I'd ended up sending that out. Anyway, long story, but anyway, it came back to me. And you'd think as a lawyer, he'd be fine, right? Oh, in the financial part, low scores. And I think he's successful. He's just not happy. He's just drained. He's just like, blah. And the money end of it wasn't that great either. I don't know. But I was really surprised. And had I not had him fill it out, I would have never known that.
Cool.
So that's just an idea of how to use that well-being evaluation better and get more information on your peeps. It helps you take care of them better. And it takes like 5 minutes to do it. Really easy. So is that helpful information?
Yeah, very. Thank you.
Hey, I have a quick question, Jan. How often do you have a kind of set time that you're having them fill that out again? Do you have them do it after a month, after 2 months? I've been a little sporadic with that with my clients, is just kind of, when it comes up and I feel like, hey, let's dig in and see where you're at and what we want to focus on. But I don't have like a setup, like a celebration call kind of schedule with that. Any suggestions?
That's a good question, Mattia. To be honest, that's kind of how I've been doing it. I kind of do it towards the end of their program when they're getting close to transition. I'll say, hey, let's fill that out again and let's see where you're at. And it's fun to see the scores go up. But I haven't really had a set time either. So maybe that's something we can kind of think about, maybe incorporating in a future day. When do we want to visit that? It's kind of different for everybody, depending on what their situation is, but that's really good thing to think about.
Right.
Transition is a good time. I like that.
Yeah. Just kind of when it's time to help them get through that.
Right.
Okay. So, and then.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say, I almost think also maybe it is something more specific with where they're at, but sometimes if people are going to be on for a while, they got quite a bit to lose, it might be a good idea to do a recheck and evaluate, because things just get so they forget their why. So as they're doing that, it might kind of help them remember, hey, I'm making progress, or, oh, I'm not getting as far as I was hoping to in this area. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's great. Good idea. Bring that up on Tuesday night when we do our team thing, our Tuesday night team powwow. Let's talk about that, because I think that's good thought right there, just to help people stay engaged and also help them see that they are making great progress, or reminding them where maybe they can improve. I think that's super good. So let's remember to bring that up on Tuesday. Also, when somebody comes along who's a client and wants to coach, are we setting up Coach Explores correctly? And I was not doing this, but I've recently learned to do it, and it's working really well. So when you set up a Coach Explore, you basically say to that person, wow, okay, I'm excited that you want to learn about this. So what I'm going to do is send over a little video for you to watch, and then let's set up a time where we can come back in and we'll just answer your questions about it. And so we send them a trilogy presentation from the Simple Systems document. And it's really good. It's a good way to see if they really are interested, if A, they watch it, and B, they keep the follow-up appointment with you. That's kind of a natural weeding out system to see if they're really, really wanting to learn about this. And then when they do keep the appointment with you, then you invite your mentor coach on to be with you guys. So there's 3 of you. And the mentor coach will say, okay, so what did you like about the presentation? How do you see coaching benefiting you? How much time would you have to put toward it? What's the most inspiring part of coaching, do you think? And it just goes on. There's a list of questions that we have from Becca Tinter on how to do a Coach Explore. And it's just really great stuff. So what I think it will help a lot for us to do it that way, because then there's more people in on those Zooms and we can answer their questions fully and connect with them and really start building that relationship with them. And that's important for them to feel that community right from the start. So in the Simple Systems doc, just closer to the top, there's like 5 or 6 trilogy presentations. If you haven't been able to go in and check out those, some of them are really short, like 5 minutes. Some of them are longer. Becca Tinter has a great one for 13 minutes long. That's a great overview of the trilogy in all its, the 3 parts of it. And it's just a really good way for people to sort of see if it's something they resonate with. So rather than try to explain it all, just send over that, hook up a Coach Explorer with your mentor coach, and then we revisit that. So any questions about that? Okay. All right. Connections groups. Connections groups are just email groups that you can put together to make it easy for you to send out connection emails every month, at least one. Connection emails are just for those people who haven't decided to come along yet. And you can, if you're part of Synduit, you can connect to the Synduit campaign that's called Let's Stay Connected and launch that, and they will keep your people updated for the full year. Or if you're not part of Synduit, the easiest thing to do would be just to take one of our Habit of Health emails that goes out each Monday and then forward it to your connection group and just take out anything in that email that's geared toward just clients. Like just leave in there the health tip for the week, the recipe, and the before and after story. The rest of it, just delete it out. And then just put at the top, hey, Sally, or hey, everybody, or hey, hi there. If you're sending it out to 10 people in your connections group, that's great. Just put hi there, and they never know that you're sending it to everyone. So you can just say, hi there, thanks for letting me keep you updated on this health program. And then the stuff is there. And then at the bottom, just say, have a wonderful, healthy day. You don't need to say anything like, hey, if you're ready to get healthy, I'm still here. They know that. They just need a little drip, a little something of value shared with them. So I suggest we send that out once a month or at most twice a month. But if you mark your calendar on a Monday morning and just make a point to send out a connection email to them, then you're serving them because you're keeping them aware that something out there is working. And maybe at some point they'll be like, oh, I can't stand it, I'm ready now. And they'll call you. It happens all the time. So does everybody feel comfortable with connection emails and connection groups? Anybody not? Okay. Please say if you don't, because we'll help you get those groups set up and help you know how to do a connection email. Okay. Pre-start calls. We just want to make sure if you're a newer coach that you've done a pre-start call with your coach listening and that you feel comfortable that you've passed that skill off. I like to go through the Optavia guide, help them know how to pick their lean and greens. I go down and I teach them about their Be Slim program, make sure they've got the basics of the program down, eat within the first half hour, 5 meals, split them up in the right amount of time, lean and greens, healthy fats. Here's your condiment list. Here's your meatless option guide. We'll work with that as we go. And most importantly, make sure that the emphasis is on the mental piece of this program, that getting on the webinars every week will make all the difference. Connecting to that support system really does make it different than a diet. It makes it their lifestyle. That's where the lifestyle change happens, is in that information. Dr. A's book, we also at the beginning of each Habit of Health email, there will be a little assignment on the top picture of that Habit of Health email. That's Dr. A's book for the week. It has some stuff from the guidebook and some stuff from the big book. If you'll posture it this way and say to them, the most important part of this thing is going to be your healthy mind. You can drop the weight, no problem. The program will do that for you. It's the healthy mind piece that's going to help you make this a lifestyle. So starting out, we're going to send you a Habit of Health email each Monday. At the top, there will be some little pages listed. That's what you get to go in and read every week for Dr. A's books. Then you've also got Wednesday night, our Habit of Health night, where we get on the webinar at 6:30 Mountain Time, 5:30 Pacific. And that's what gets Dr. A's information even more solidified in your mind. Now, of course, if you've got a reader and they want to read the book start to finish and do the workbook start to finish, great. But a lot of times people will say they will, but they don't. So this is so important to posture it up front for them, so they'll recognize at the beginning that that's what we do. And if they know that, then it's not going to be any surprise, and you won't have to start bugging them about it 3 or 4 weeks in, and then they don't want to because they didn't know that was part of the deal. So I try to really remember to just posture that strong at the beginning. Any questions on that? Okay. So that's at the bottom of the pre-start call, or at the first. Sometimes I'll start with that and then go through the rest of the stuff on the pre-start call. And then make sure we're getting our people added into our Be a Loser Like Me Facebook group, and that we're going into that group and, you know, liking and commenting and being part of that community is so very fun. It really, really adds to their experience if they'll be in there, even just lurking and reading. They'll get so much out of it. So hopefully you guys feel comfortable with adding people in there. Okay, perfect. And then texting campaigns, days 1 through 8. That's coming from the Simple Systems document, and you send it out every day for the first 8 days to them. Do you guys feel comfortable with that? Anybody need help knowing where to get those and send those out?
If you haven't seen that before, it's in the Simple Systems document, and if you need help, just let me know and we'll find it.
Yep. Just let your leaders know. They'll help you know how to do it and send it out. It's so nice for everyone who's starting program to get that little text in the morning with a little video to help them just like get set for the day. So great for the first 8 days. Really helpful. So great job. Okay, so then the next part is talking to your clients at least for the first 4 days every day for 5 minutes. And one thing I do when I set up, I either have them do it through text, or I'll open up a Facebook Messenger chat with my person and myself, or if I've got another, like if I'm helping a coach just starting out a new client, we'll put all 3 of us together. And then I'll watch as my coach puts in those first 8 day, things every day. And then we have them asking questions all day and we're answering, and it's really good. It's moving, they're growing, they're learning. The other thing too is I ask them to take a picture of whatever they're eating throughout the first 4 days, eating and drinking. I just have them put it in the chat. Then when we get together to talk at night, it's 5 minutes. Hey, I saw you ate all 5 of your meals and they were on time, and I saw how much water you drank, and holy cow, how are you feeling? Do you have any trouble with the food? Okay, how about your lean and green? Your picture of it looked great. Did you weigh and measure your meals out or your meat out? Okay, super. All right, so feeling good? All right, let's get some healthy sleep. Talk to you tomorrow. Let's do it again. And it's very easy to do that way. Just an idea that I do, but nobody has to do it that way, but that's just something that works really well for me. You guys okay with that?
Yep.
Okay. It really does make it easier on you. And then after you get them going the first week, then the next week you maybe talk to them a couple times that second week. And the next week you can move to once a week. So just depending on how well they're doing, you can kind of decide if you need to extend that twice a week for 2 weeks and then go to 1 week or whatever. You can kind of feel it out. Then we've really been trying with the Simple Systems program to do 1 week celebrations, and then 1 month celebrations and 2 month celebrations. And these are great because then we circle back around with your new client and your mentor coach, make sure they're spot on program, find out how they're feeling, celebrate with them, have fun, build a relationship, and help them learn how to say about the program, because people are starting to ask, and we really don't want them saying, oh yeah, I'm doing this thing where I eat out of a box and it costs $3.50 a month, and people don't understand it when that's how it comes across. And they'll oftentimes get sent to the website because our clients don't understand how to speak about it. So if we simply teach them those three things of, I've got a simple program, it's balancing my blood sugar and healthy weight loss as a result, that's key for those celebrations, just to remind them about that. So you guys feel comfortable with the celebration calls and getting those going?
We love those celebration calls so much. They're our favorite things. So please, please ask us to do them because they're so fun.
They are. Michelle did one with me yesterday, and oh my goodness, it never ceases to amaze me what they're doing. You know, sometimes we think they're so spot on. They are losing week one, but you'll find that they're not weighing their food, or they're, you know, eating 2 handfuls of almonds a day. They didn't realize there was only 10, you know. It's like you find the craziest things out, but it saves them from going way off kilter. And you've got a great mentor with Michelle and Mattia. I've heard them both do these calls, and they do a great job. So yeah, they are awesome.
Jan, we have about 8 minutes before my Zoom will close.
We can hop over to mine if we need to, because we're not going to be done. So when it dies, just everyone come over to my room, because that's okay. Okay.
We can start it again, but I'll have to start it.
Okay, well, we'll hurry really fast, but we want to take time for that mental creation part. Okay, so connecting clients to the support calls, the webinars, and the playback link is right here. I put it right in here, because if you can text that to your people, just memorize it. It's just bit.ly/HOH playbacks. Pretty easy. Just memorize it, and then just, you know, as you're coaching your clients and say, hey, what did you get from that webinar last night? And they go, oh, I missed it. Darn. Okay, I'm going to text you over the playback link. Go in and watch it this week. I promise you, it will rock your world. Okay. And if it's right in their text, they'll go there. It's really easy. It's also pinned at the top of the Be a Loser Like Me group. And they also get it every single Monday in their Habit of Health email. Every Monday. And that takes us to Habit of Health emails. Are you blind carbon copying them to your coach when you're sending them to your clients? So she's aware that you're getting your people the information that they need. Just make sure that you BCC your coach so that they know that they're getting it. Everybody good with that? Okay, perfect. And then what training do I need? So I know a lot of times people are like, oh my gosh, so many calls, so many things. I just can't handle it. And they kind of shut down. So I thought I'd break it down. As far as coaching goes, the difference between success and not is really just plugging in. If you had a job that would pay you $10,000 a month, and they asked you to come into some meetings for a couple of hours a week to get paid $10,000 a month, would you do it?
Heck yeah.
Yeah, you would. So if I told you that if you plugged in to 2 hours a week and did what was being suggested, that would be your reality. I can guarantee you that everybody here, if you want it, I mean, some of you may not want to make $10,000 a month. That's okay. But even $5,000 a month, that'd be worth 2 hours a week, right? Training? For sure.
Yeah.
Like that is so doable, so attainable. So, you know, maybe your goal is to make $1,000 a month. Fantastic. Still 2 hours a week for $1,000 a month. Still worth it. So, Monday night at 6:00 Mountain and 9:00 Mountain is our leadership training. It's our Take Shape for Life training. Dr. A is for 15 minutes. And then for about 30 or 40 minutes after that, there's a training video on some aspect of coaching that's very helpful. And then Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, we take what we got on Monday and we open it up for discussion. And how do we implement that into our real lives? you know, like answering questions if you didn't understand correctly, or how do I actually do that? Or I didn't know I could do that, or whatever. We're trying to help do the systems check on Tuesday night for what we're learning. So Tuesday night at 7, half an hour, that's Mountain Time, team Zoom. It's Gwen's, Kara's, and ours. All of our teams get together. It's really fun. And then on Wednesday night, it's the support night. So you can plug into one or both of those support calls and encourage your clients to hop on with you. So that's a benefit to you just in and of itself. That's a huge benefit just for your own personal physical program. So that's what I would suggest. Monday night, you got 2 options, 2 time frames for those same trainings, 6 p.m., 9 p.m. Mountain, and then Tuesday night, 7 p.m. for half an hour, and then Wednesday night, you can pick a call, half an hour. There is one call on Thursday night for EDs and above at 7, but that's a little bit different training. That's for EDs who are working toward FIBIC. So, but still, another half hour. It's worth it. So, any questions about the training? Okay. If you haven't been as connected as you want to be, just jump in. It'll be amazing at how quickly and easily you feel empowered and you're ready to just be able to connect with and serve more people. So, okay, we have one more little part. So, Michelle, do you want to just end this one and then we'll all hop back into your room and do this part?
I think we'll have to. We only have 3 minutes.
Okay. All right.
I'll just end this and you guys can give me like 15 seconds and just put my Zoom room back in and it'll be open again.
Okay, perfect.
Thanks.
Okay.
Bye.
See ya.